Hello, welcome to Toy Trash Talks.
I'm Lex.
And I'm Via.
We're here at the Cape Town comiccon.
Cape Town comiccon
flesh.
2025, baby. CCITC. ICCs.
One of those. Huge shout out to Animanga for sponsoring our visit here today. It's
Absolutely.
really kind of them.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Check out our description for a 10% off code.
Don't miss out.
Yeah.
We've just arrived and we're already having so much fun.
Yeah.
This is my first Comic-Con ever. Have you ever been to a Comic-Con before,
I
Lex?
went to one years and years and years ago, which was a lot smaller. This one feels like it's going to be much bigger. Pretty keen to check out what's here. I'm very keen to see the Artist Alley. Hopefully there will be some cool toys for some Transformers.
There's already so many people, so many cool outfits.
Dude, the cosplay is so fucking rad
We've
already.
already managed to recognize a massive amount of characters. The energy here is off the chain. Everybody's feeling
It's such a good vibe.
so buzzed and so positive. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. So, hope you have fun with us. We're hopefully going to have a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
And we'll catch up with you later.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Oh man, these are rad.
Why not, baby?
It's
We're
fine.
not professional.
We are professional. Dropping stuff is the most professional thing you can do.
Where's your gimbal?
So it's been about a day or so, and we're back from the convention. We had a great time.
A really great time.
It's lots of fun, and we've collected all our thoughts,
Yep.
and we're ready to fill you guys in on
Yeah.
our
This
experience.
is a little bit of a wrap up about our experience and the vibe and.
And oh, what a vibe!
I know, what a vibe! Holy
What a
shit.
vibe.
What
Wow.
a cool vibe!
Absolutely phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
Like I said before, my first convention, my first Comic-Con.
How was your
ever.
very, very first convention?
I'm so glad that I brought like hiking shoes.
Yeah.
And not like I was contemplating wearing high heels and being like super fancy and feeling like I'm a fancy bitch. But at the end of the day, you know, we knew we were going to be doing a lot of walking. There's a lot of things to see, a lot of places to go. The CCITC itself is quite large. So I'm really glad that I chose the comfortable option.
Yeah, I also was considering wearing my high heels as well. It was probably going to be a bad idea.
I mean, you would have looked absolutely
I would
phenomenal.
have slayed, yeah.
It would have been amazing. But at the end of the day, comfort over...
Dude,
fashion,
all those
right?
cosplayers in those really elaborate outfits.
Speaking
like,
of fashion.
that must be hell. Like,
Wow.
huge shout out to those people. Like,
Absolutely.
I knew Cape Town had quite a thriving cosplay community, but I didn't realize how thriving it was and how massive it was. There was some generally really beautiful pieces there and some really amazing costumes.
I don't really know personally how big the scene is in terms of cosplay in Cape Town specifically. I know that the Comic-Con has been happening for quite a few years.
It's been on for quite a while,
And
yeah.
there's been a good few times when I really wanted to get tickets and go to the convention, but it just didn't work out for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
But absolutely, something that needs to be said is that some people went all out.
Yeah.
The costumes were amazing. The energy was fantastic. There was so much love put in for so many different things, whether it was the people who were creating the art and the vendors for the stalls, the people who were organizing the event. It felt really well organized.
Yeah.
Not that I have a lot of experience with conventions, but it felt like it was very well put together.
I think it was mostly well put together.
I appreciated that as
It definitely felt like there was a lot of passion from
Yeah.
the fan base and the community there, bringing
Yeah.
it all in, especially the. We'll probably talk about it soon, but all the artists who were there and all the cosplayers and stuff like that, there was so much energy and passion from them there. Even though they've been there for a day already and everyone was fucking tired and they saw it multiple days to go.
Yeah.
They were just fucking swiping through it, man.
like I said, the energy was really positive.
Yeah.
And overall, like I said, felt like it was really well organized. Amazing talent from obviously the people who were dressing up and put the time into it, and the people who were brave enough to wear high heels.
Yeah.
Absolutely some beautiful, not only women, but beautiful outfits and really, I want to sort of like show my appreciation to the people that take over a year to prep their outfit.
Yeah. So the first thing we checked out was the Artist Alley, which was kind of like the first level, which I think we underestimated how massive that would be because it was huge.
Yeah, we found out later that there were multiple levels.
Shit. Sorry, man.
we were under the impression that there was one level where everything was, and at one point we were like, oh my word, we haven't even seen most of it, most of what's on offer. And then someone told us, oh, by the way, there's so much more you should go check out. And we were like, okay, wow.
Yeah. So what are your first impressions of the Artist Alley? Like, Artist Alley is kind of like a combination of the panel rooms, the artists, and also like some official vendors who were there. So it's a bit of a mismatch of all those things. But what did you think of the whole experience down there first?
So for me, the Artist Alley was definitely one of the main attractions.
Yeah,
personally,
it felt like it was a main highlight of the event. Yeah,
I really wanted to support people, even though we didn't know anybody that was actually selling anything there. Yeah. Other than obviously Animanga. Also,
didn't really recognize any of the artists who were there doing autographs, that kind of a thing. But I think there were quite a few international people there as well, like big names.
Definitely. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Artist Alley. I just wish I could have purchased more things.
Yeah, I wanted to buy a thing for everyone. Like there was so much cool stuff and like so much like just rad art, I guess, because everything is art, but like stickers and posters and like a whole bunch of that kind of stuff.
Merch,
from, like,
hats,
really
bags,
beautiful pieces there.
Also, of course, hoodies and other clothing paraphernalia, which is really cool.
Hello, cats. I think I might get those too. Kitty, blind bag, handmade kitty. These are very cool. Might have to come back to the store.
So there were a couple items that were more on the pricey side, but I don't think that they were overpriced. I think everything was pretty much charged at like the value rate in terms of... Except for maybe a few of the Funko Pops, but anyway, like it felt like even though it was a little bit, some items were a little bit more pricey, it felt like it was worth it. You know, not only are you getting something that is beautifully crafted, but you're supporting the artist. Yeah. And I was really excited to, even if I couldn't do so in big waves and moves, to hopefully support a lot of artists, even if just buying something, anything from them.
Yeah, and we did get quite a lot of cool stuff.
Having a chat, asking them about their art, asking them about their stuff was very interesting as well. And I really enjoyed interacting with the artists.
Yeah, man, the amount of talent there was so overwhelming. There was so much cool stuff, and just like...
Everyone's got stickers.
Very cute. Everybody's got stickers in that one thing. I know. Everyone had cool stickers. Everyone had cool stuff. And like, I want to buy this. I want to get one of these. And like, it was actually like, there was so much there. I think we might have missed like a whole bunch of it. Because my original thought was like, oh, we can just do one day. Like, how much can it be? Yeah. And actually, there's a lot. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
I think we were a bit naive, actually. But there was so much cool stuff. Particularly, this is just pertaining to the Artist Alley in particular. But there was so much cool stuff that we went to check out many stalls. And we said, okay, we want to come back later. Yeah. And potentially buy something. There were so many that we didn't manage to get to all the stuff that we wanted to check out again.
We definitely missed a couple,
We missed a couple stalls, unfortunately, and that's on us. But like I said, definitely our first experience. Yeah, so there's so much going on.
I see why it's not over the whole day, because it's just the one day.
It's actually kind of easy to get overwhelmed with not only how much is going on, but it's like, oh, this is rad, I want to buy this. No, oh, I want to buy this. I want to buy this. And, you know, before you know it, you need to buy a tote bag, which is what I ended up doing. I ended up buying a tote bag in order to put the cool stuff that we bought in the bag.
They got you.
They got me good.
I'm finding words hard to say, but like I'm blown away by the amount of talent, the amount of like
everything was rad.
Everything was rad. Like the amount of talented people we have here is phenomenal. Like it was, all the art was so beautiful and rad and local and different, and like it was nice seeing that in contrast to like the official like retailers who were there, like Wordsworth and that kind of stuff, who were just kind of selling, oh, here's like a mug or whatever else. Presenting, got your mangoes. Ooh, dinosaur bingo.
Dinosaur bingo.
Like, sure, they need to be there.
Like, oh, here's some Harry Potter stuff.
Here's some Harry Potter stuff.
A lot of Harry Potter stuff, which is cool.
Stuff.
But we know for a fact that Wordsworth caters to a very particular market. Not everybody has 350 Rand for a book that they really want.
Yeah.
So there was a nice range, in my opinion.
There's a really good range of
pricing. So if you didn't have the money to grab something that was absolutely amazing from an artist, you could at least support them by getting something a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Most people had stickers, most people had pins, a lot of people had good specials, like if you buy 2, get 1 free kind of thing. And we can't emphasize enough how much talent, how much cool stuff.
Holy shit.
I really need to, at the risk of sounding repetitive, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. I think the one thing that felt a bit strange about the Artist Alley is that the panels were also held in the same space. I assume the panels would be in a different area, and just kind of like, on the one hand, that's cool, you just drop in and out. On the other hand, it was very weird hearing people yelling and clapping over, like trying to have a
conversation with somebody about their art.
I think they had some pretty rad panels. We missed all of them, unfortunately. And we missed all of the panels.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
There were a few that we wanted to check out, like the paranormal one we wanted to see.
Yeah, so it was a little bit strange having the panels in the same vicinity as the Artist Alley.
Yeah, there were 3 panels running like at the same time in the Artist Alley.
So unfortunately, due to our limited timing and just, the way that it worked out, we didn't get to see any panels, even though there were 1 or 2 that we were genuinely interested in.
Yeah.
We just didn't have time. We were too busy looking at all the cool stuff.
Yeah, I was too busy looking at all this cool art.
On that note, I recommend, if you want to go to a comiccon, get a ticket that lasts for maybe like 2 days.
Yeah, maybe the 2-day ticket is better.
Take a break, check out the other stuff, whatever you don't get to see, like make a note of it, and you can check it out the next day.
Probably end up doing that next year.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to. So the panels were cool, but like I said, unfortunately,
we missed all of them.
We didn't get to see any of them, but they were rad.
Yeah, I'm assuming they were rad. They seemed like they were cool from a kind of like corner of the eye, like, oh, what are they talking about over here? Oh, she's drawing Emma Frost. Emma Frost is
really
hot
hot
as hell. Yeah.
Is that what, ironic?
Yeah, sure. Let's call her ironic.
Is it ironic that Emma Frost is hot as hell?
Emma Frost is hot.
Yeah, that lady who was an artist for Witchblade and a bunch of other, I think, Marvel stuff specifically.
Oh, yeah.
Or Marvel and DC.
I think Marvel and DC. I think she's done quite a lot of stuff.
We didn't get to see the panel. We were basically milling through the Artist Alley upon arrival, just checking out the scene, orientating ourselves, trying to find a bin.
Yeah, we're trying to...
and that was happening in the background.
Yeah,
so we could sort of be in between 2 places at the same time. Like we said, it was a little bit odd, but it was cool.
It was cool. They're going away. The 2 toys.
The best part, in my opinion, was the Artist Alley.
Oh yeah. I think that was the best part.
That was the thing that I wanted to...
That is the star of the show, yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing that I was the most keen to check out, obviously other than the wonderful outfits and stuff.
It was cool seeing, like, I think I mentioned before, there were a couple, like, official retailers, quote-unquote.
It was Checkers.
The Checkers was a bit weird, but we'll talk about that later, because they were kind of in the gaming zone, but that felt very out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bit odd.
But in the arts area that we had, there was
Wordsworth.
A bit
like, oh, who invited them?
Yeah, what are you doing here, squares? You're not nerds.
You're not nerds.
But speaking of nerds...
No, you can't sit with us.
Yeah. We have Transformers, man. Toys R Us had their fan vault stuff, which I was hoping for more Transformer representation, but there wasn't too much there.
Wah.
The Transformer stuff for the fan vault was a bit disappointing. It was just a couple one-step changes and that kind of stuff, but at least we're starting to see some stuff from Transformers 1 after like a year, so that's cool, I guess.
A little bit late to the party.
But they had some really cool NECA stuff, like the Street Fighter things we were very interested in. They had a couple Monster High figures. Like, there was a good range of stuff there, and also like, it's cool that Toys R Us is kind of expanding more into the collector market. I'm very excited to see if they do it a bit more and if we get some more cool stuff.
I feel like they're a bit overdue with that, honestly. Like,
I feel like they are as well.
It's not that they missed the train. It's just that they could have been doing this 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, but our markets here are very slow.
I know.
We're a couple of years behind.
I'm just salty.
You're just salty. But the one thing, there was so many Funko Pops, dude. There were at least 3 different stores.
There were 3 or 4 stands.
3 or 4 stores that just Funko Pops, and like, no shade to the people that like them, but there were so many of them, man.
There were a lot of Funko Pops. Yeah.
I think that's kind of a problem with every convention. It's
but
like,
I mean, if they're popular.
here's the Funko. I don't know if they are popular anymore. I think there's the idea that they're popular. I think Funko Pops just end up with you as a gift. Everyone has a Funko Pop that's being gifted to you. Like I have.
It's just like, oh, we think you like this character. This is the most affordable version of this character that we could find.
That's what it is. Like, I must say, the T-Rex skeleton that I got from a friend as a gift for Christmas is quite cool because the Funko style suits that a lot. Yeah. Surprisingly. But
I also think it depends on the character.
It depends on the character. Also, there's so much of it, dude. Like, it'll be nice to see a bit more variety in terms of like, in terms of toy stuff and collectibles. There was a little bit. Animanga has some really cool stuff and some cool statues, that kind of a thing.
Always.
There's some great statues.
Always gorgeous.
There's a store called Wonderport, which has some 52 toys, which I'm super interested in because they have the Beast Drive stuff.
I actually don't know much about 52 toys.
So they do a wide range of things, but the biggest thing I like is their Beast Box and Beast Drive, which are transformable little figures into cubes or vehicles.
Cube.
Yeah, the cube.
The cube.
So I want to hit them up soon. So I'm quite keen to get some of their stuff from them.
Yeah, I think there are items like specifically the cube stuff. We've got one which is a Triceratops.
Well, the Triceratops guys.
Which is really rad.
They're so cool. Like, I was sort of very surprised to see them locally, but like, it's rad seeing them down here. Yeah. So I'd love to hit up Wonderport sometime and like get some stuff from them as well. Cool. So anything else you want to say about the Artist Alley? I think we covered a lot of it. Like, it was just so cool, man. It was so cool.
Yeah, so going back to the Artist Alley and, you know, comparing it to the more commercial stuff like the checkers and whatever, one thing that we did want to note was that a lot of the handmade stuff looked very professional.
Oh yeah, the quality is so, it's amazing the stuff that people are producing compared to their retail stuff.
A lot of it looked a lot better than the commercial stuff. And I mean, I did want to just make a comment on that. Like the love and the care is definitely there.
Yeah, we got a lot of loot. We'll show you at the end of the video. Yeah. Fuck dude, the artist, man, that is the start of the show. I think that was the best part of the show for me, was just seeing all this really rad, beautiful art here.
Getting a little bit envious that some people are
only slightly envious of what you
way more talented than I am.
Oh no, they're so talented.
Oh no, my art is trash. Trash talks.
Well, we are trash, so it's fine.
It's okay. Listen, we accept it.
We accept that we're trash.
We accept that we are trash.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone that we interacted with, and shout out to everyone who was there. Like,
yeah, if you're watching this,
it's a ton of work just like interacting and just being present for everyone who's coming by and talking to you.
Yeah, no, if you're watching this, you guys are absolute superheroes. The amount of energy that you need to maintain in order to
superheroes coming
not only that's what I was trying to do. Now you made it weird. You guys are absolutely amazing. Yeah. And the amount of energy that it takes to maintain, like every time somebody comes up to your stall, and to have the same amount of energy to be like, hi, this is what I do, this is my stuff, this is my
Instagram,
this is my shop, blah 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 blah. So they were absolutely amazing. I really wish I could have bought more stuff.
I wanted to buy a whole bunch more stuff, but it's like we
have a budget. There's only so much that we could do, but we try to support as many people as possible. Yeah. So Artist Alley, definitely massive shout out.
That's a highlight for sure.
As much signage as possible.
Is it? I don't know. It's the older version when he gets his like, then you get like levels up or
Oh, all the Narutos, yeah. We've got Smurfs, everyone.
Moving on.
So the second level was the board game.
Gaming.
Yeah, board game and TCCG stuff.
TCCG. What's
trading, collectible trading card game stuff.
Oh man, I should have known that.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was cool. It felt a little bit smaller than the Artist Alley, but there were a lot of people there playing games and hanging out and that kind of thing, which was rad.
Yeah, there was definitely a vibe.
It's not really our forte, but like, you know, that's what's always cool to see that community still thriving and growing and that kind of a thing.
No, absolutely. there were a lot of people who were there on the floor who were interested, and a lot of people actively playing games.
Yeah.
So clearly the market is there.
Yeah, like we know
without
some
a
people
doubt.
who have made some games locally, which I think were there as well, and that kind of a thing. So that's very cool. We saw some Smurfs as well, I think, on that floor.
Oh yeah, awkward.
And I think the last floor was like actual like video gaming and esports, and also Squid Game for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know much about Squid Game, so I don't have too much of an opinion on that. But what about the fan vault stuff?
That was the Toys R Us.
Art wall.
Art Wall, yes. So that's on the Artist Alley, at the end of the Artist Alley.
The same floor, yeah.
The same floor. We wrote a thing. I don't know what happens to the art walls when they're done at the conventions. They just paint over them. But
Yeah.
we signed something there, so maybe we'll see it in the future.
Yeah, it's beautiful, baby. Beautiful.
Yeah, I hope they do something
cool.
with
Like-
it. I mean, I kind of think that they would like take photos of the whole wall in like a really like 4K situation, and then
Maybe.
like immortalize it on their
Yeah.
website,
So like,
and then paint over that
I like
picture.
interactive stuff. There was a whole bunch of interactive stuff on the video game level, obviously. Like there were people playing Tekken 8. There was like a whole esports thing going on. Like
That was absolutely pumping.
it was so cool.
The
like that.
energy was
Yeah,
palpable.
there was such a cool vibe up there. Like it felt like
Yeah, a lot of sweaty adolescents.
Yes, yeah, but the video game zone was off the fucking charts, dude. It was so rad. Like the presentation was cool, and the whole vibe was rad.
The
Like
energy
was cool. Like they knew what they were doing there.
Absolutely popping.
Yeah,
Video game zone.
yeah.
It was fantastic.
Hmm.
Getting in there and just being sort of like this wave of sound of excited people
Yeah.
and noises and lights flashing and just people losing and people winning and all the stuff that's associated with
There was a
that.
couple DDR machines as well, and like,
Yeah.
a lot of Tekken 8 for some reason. They seem to be all over the place.
The energy was
Yeah.
amazing.
Also,
Absolutely.
Checkers was there for some reason, and that felt very weird.
This is the weirdest part of this whole experience. This feels so out of place here. Yeah, I don't like it.
I was like, no, you can't sit with
Yeah,
us. Who
like you said,
invited them?
what the hell are they doing there? Like, come on, get out of here.
I guess
Nobody wants
you
you.
gotta have sponsors and stuff.
Yeah, no, I understand that, of course.
You
But
know?
like Checkers, really, Checkers.
Also, there was like a Mike Tyson zone.
Oh,
and
that was
we were
odd.
a little bit confused about that.
Like he's selling
because-
vapes, I
Is he
suppose.
selling vapes?
They look like vapes, and like they're running that like Mike Tyson's mystery cartoon from a couple years ago. It just it felt a bit weird, but you know, whatever. Not
Whatever, yeah.
throwing shade. No judgment here.
Yeah. Also, we don't really know enough about it to fully.
Anything I
have
know about Mike
opinion.
Tyson is he really likes pigeons. That's kind of. What
I know
about
that
him.
he punches people.
that.
Anyway, there was also I think we mentioned earlier that there was a very very big push for some sort of Squid Game orientated thing.
Well, Squid Games is very
Squid
popular on
Game thing?
Netflix.
Okay.
The second season's coming very soon, so they're probably a big sponsor there. And I think they had a Squid Game escape room kind of thing going on.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were in line for that. Definitely, there was a massive queue to get into the Squid Games
Yeah.
escape room stuff.
was
There
also-
were also other cool
yeah?
stuff as well.
There was that cat character. What is it called?
Huh?
That cat. A cat living in the dog's world, whatever the fuck it was.
Mew.
Mew, yeah. I have no
Cat
idea
in
what
the
that
dog's
is.
world.
But there are big presents there,
It
whatever
was
they
very
were.
popular. There were a
Yeah.
lot of people checking out the merch there and taking photos with the inflatable stand that was there.
The first time was quite cool, but
there was-
I don't know what any of that is.
No, I mean we could look it up and educate ourselves.
we could, but there's
here
no way
we
to do
are,
that. There's
you
no way to
know.
look it up. Who knows?
On on the other side of things, on the other side of the room, there were a bunch of really cool interactive puzzle games, like
Oh,
mini,
yes, yeah.
like mini escape rooms, and I think that you could win like prizes and stuff if you participated in those.
I'm sure, yeah.
And those were pretty cool because we rocked up there. We were like, "Whoa, what is this? This looks tense," you know. And then I think I asked
It was
somebody.
such a different vibe from the Artist Alley. Like it was
Yeah.
so chaotic, but it was chaotic in a very arcadey kind of a way. if
Like
that
it
makes-
was very
yeah.
well organized, but the energy between the Artist Alley and the gameplay area versus like the puzzle game and escape room area was very, very different. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
energy was so palpable. It was absolutely, it was intense. It was intense.
Finally, someone has affordable gaming. Affordable gaming.
also on the gaming floor, it was really nice to see there was a lot of really cool VR stuff happening. And that was cool too.
Yeah, the rest also was rad. I kind of think that's everything, yeah?
We did see something I wanted to mention that I thought was pretty cool.
Oh,
was that we did see
Saber Rail.
Saber Rail.
Yeah, very
some
thematic.
Really cool stuff. Some
Yeah.
You know, that
They're
was
getting,
fun.
I believe the actor who played the Emperor going to be there doing signings on the Saturday and Sunday, which makes sense. Whole Star Wars thing. That's very fucking rad. That stuff looked very cool.
On the same floor, we managed to see a cosplay medic, which is super cool.
Yeah, that was great.
Just randomly parading around with this giant backpack.
Yeah, they had a whole section in the main foyer just dedicated to like, hey, get yourself touched up here, get some plasters, whatever else. Like I said before.
What, you mean like the organization? Or?
Yeah, so the amount of care and the organization they had for the cosplay stuff was very, very cool and not something I expected to see. And like, I know there was a scene here, but the scene is much bigger than I thought. And like, yeah, man, it's so cool.
I'm happy about that.
It's so cool seeing all this passion for this stuff.
Yeah,
like,
man, running into that cosplay medic, I was like, oh, this is the hero that we didn't know that we needed. Like, this guy he's on it, bro. Yeah. What a saint.
Our friends dress up as a couple of characters from Castlevania, and they got a couple of photos taken with other people who were like, oh, your stuff is so rad. There was Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet, who looked fucking awesome.
Yeah. Really into that.
There was 2 dudes in power armor.
Shout out to that lady.
Yeah, she was great. She was so cool. And also the power armor, the Warhammer 40k stuff, like those things looked fucking fantastic.
There were 2 guys that had these massive armor kits for like Space Marine vibes.
Yeah, I think they were Space Marine.
They looked so cool.
Yeah, dude. So many Luffys. Oh, should we try to be like, who did you see? What characters did you see? I saw mostly Luffys.
Oh god.
A ton of Luffys.
Oh my god, what is this? Quick fire cosplay site.
Okay, we're gonna try to do a cosplay lightning round of people that we saw. Lots of Luffys.
Should we get a timer? Let's put it on a timer.
Okay, we're gonna try to do this in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, like 2 minutes or less. Okay, so 2 minutes or less. We're gonna say, how many recognizable characters did you see? We're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2. So Lex VR.
Okay.
So I think you can start and go.
Okay, a ton of Luffys. So many Luffys.
That vampire lady that's got pink hair and high heels for the character that I don't know, but I really like that character.
Okay, whatever.
Rosalia or whatever.
Yeah, there was a really great Devil Jin cosplay that I saw.
Captain Amelia, who we mentioned.
Yep. There was an Ash from Pokemon who looked quite cool.
Somebody was a Spawn.
Yep. It was a Spawn. I didn't see the Spawn, but there was a great Mike Myers.
Yeah.
People kept taking photos with him and taking all this mask all the time. Yeah, he was very cool.
There was a what's his name? It was a Wookiee.
Oh yeah, there was a Wookiee that we saw briefly up the stairs.
One single lonely Wookiee.
One Wookiee. The Space Marine guys were rad as hell.
Jinx, many Jinxes. Very sexy Jinxes.
Oh, there was also quite a few pyramid heads, and then one like pink pyramid head, which was quite fun.
Yeah. There were some security guys from Raccoon City.
Oh yes, yeah, the Raccoon City police force, yeah, whatever they are. There was a Joel from Last of Us, but I think it was like an official Joel.
Chris Chan made a sighting.
There was one Chris Chan, which is a bit problematic. God, I'm blanking hard now.
Okay, that's it. That's it. There were lots more.
There were so many more. We can't recognize them. Dude, there's so many.
Okay, we're done.
Cool, and I think that's everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a couple little things in between, and we'll put some footage in if we can find it in between all the other really cool stuff. Like I said, so much cool stuff.
Thank you very much for joining us on this journey. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know how many Luffys you saw in the comments if you were there.
Sorry for our vlog being so amateurish.
It's fine. We're starting. We're figuring out.
We're getting there. We're having fun. As long as everybody's having fun, then we are winning.
A big thank you to Animanga again. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring us for the day. Check out our description for a link for a 10% discount code.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out. Also, huge shout out to all the artists that we were able to support and buy some stuff from. Here's all our loot. Check it out. It's all very rad. Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Are we going to get ready to get our costumes set for next year's
What are we
Comic-Con?
going to cosplay as next year?
We were thinking about maybe doing Ellie Sattler and
Grant? Jurassic
Alan
Park?
Grant potentially.
I
but
think we should cosplay
I need
as...
to get one of those Velociraptor hand
Oh my
puppets.
god. I think we should cosplay as those YouTubers.
But we did it already.
No, we can do it again.
We're the same outfit.
Yes,
Every
yeah.
year we
Every
wear
year
the
is
same
outfit.
So yeah, on that note, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for watching.
Once again, thank you so much to Animanga. We really appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
We had a great time.
Yep. Huge shout out again to all the artists that we got stuff from. We're going to try to put all their links on the description. If we missed anybody, please let us know.
We're going to try our best. We appreciate all of you guys as well. Thank you so much for everything you do. Your shit is phenomenal.
Yeah, like we really like your work. Please check them out if you can. Support them. We supported them. The stuff is so rad. Anyway.
Dinosaur bingo!
Dinosaur bingo! I think that's us, baby.
Like, what the f is that thing on the floor? We need to take a photo of that.
Oh yeah, the nose.
That's a f***ing pig nose.
If you see that in the, if you see that in our footage, comment when you see the prosthetic nose.
Yeah, and that's us.
That's
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you very much for watching.
We're
Toy Trash Talks. Do the YouTube things, please, and we'll check you out next time. Love
Like and
you.
subscribe.
Thank you for watching.
We'll see you
Next time. Bye. Look at our loot. Cool. Awesome.
Check the description below for a 10% discount. Is it a 10% discount?
10% discount.
Or is it just a discount?
No, it's 10% discount.
10% discount. Check out the description below. We love you. Bye.